Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is acid, bases and salt, we were talking about the physical and chemical properties of acid. Physical properties of acid is what, student? That is, acid basically it is sour in taste. Second thing, that acid, the litmus paper, when it is dipped in acid, it will turn blue litmus to red. Then these acids are generally they act as an electrolyte. And electrolyte, it means it will dissociate into ions. Acids are they used to conduct electricity. And the reason is, since there is a formation of ions when they are dissociated into water, that is why they help in conducting electricity. These are what, students, and yes, absolutely, that acid is corrosive in nature. So it can harm the skin, even it can harm the cloth or stone. So we can say here that acid are what? These are corrosive and electrolyte. Then we have started to understand the chemical properties of acid. Talking about the chemical properties, we have seen the first reaction is with the metal. Then what happens when acid reacts with the metal? So when it reacts with the metal, acid reacts with the metal, then there is a formation of a salt and gas is released which is called as hydrogen gas. So acid reacting with the metal, like we have seen a zinc. Zinc react with the dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Okay, so we can say here that since it will react with the dilute sulfuric acid, then it will displaces the H from its place and become ZnSO4. ZnSO4 is what? It is a salt, students. And one of the gas which is released along with is the hydrogen gas. So what happened? Basically, the hydrogen gas can be detected with the help of a burning splinter. So when we take a delivery tube and passes this gas to a soap solution, you will find that bubbles start coming out of it. And these bubbles help us in telling that the gases are evolved. Now, to one of the bubble, if we take a burning splinter, it will produce pop sound. So this will help us in telling that actually it is an hydrogen gas. It is an indicator, student. This is an indication. The pop sound is an indication which proves that the gas evolving is an hydrogen gas. The same thing you can do not only with the sulfuric acid but even with the hydrogen chloride. Like aluminium react with the hydrogen chloride. Then AlCl3 is formed, aluminium chloride, which is a salt, and hydrogen is released, which is a gas. Talking about the other reaction, that is reaction with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. So when an acid reacts with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, there is a formation of a salt. Then carbon dioxide is released and water is released. Now here you will find that if any of the acid like dilute hydrochloric acid, if we will take and react it with Na2CO3. Na2CO3 is what? It is a sodium carbonate, a metal carbonate. Then there is a formation of a sodium chloride, carbon dioxide is released and water is formed. Here also it is same. If the same reaction we will continue with the other kind of acid like that of a dilute sulfuric acid. Taking dilute sulfuric acid and making it to react with the sodium carbonate will help in forming the sodium sulfate, carbon dioxide is released and water is released. Now we have taken an example of a sodium carbonate. Let us see what happened when this acid, dilute sulfuric acid, will react with sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also called as sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. Then again students, there is a formation of a sodium carbonate, that is Na2SO4, and which is in the aqueous solution, sodium sulfate plus carbon dioxide is released plus water. Okay, so even if it is, this is salt, sodium sulfate, sodium sulfate, which is a salt. Okay, so this is the reaction occur when we made acid to react with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. It means, okay, so metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate, in both of the cases there is a release of a salt, carbon dioxide and water is also formed. Now let us to understand this. If suppose we will perform an experiment, and in that experiment we will take two test tubes. Okay, two test tubes will be taken, and in both of the test tube, if it is A, it is B. In this test tube we will add NaHCO3, and in this test tube we will add Na2CO3. Now in both of the test tube students, we will add hydrochloric acid, or even we can add a sulfuric acid, anything. Okay, sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid. So suppose we had added here sulfuric acid in it, or a hydrochloric acid. So plus HCl. This one is also plus HCl. This is the aqueous form of HCl. Then what happened? You will find that from it bubbles start coming out of it. The reaction happened inside the test tube and bubbles start coming out of it. So what we will do, we will cover it, we will bag it with the help of a cork. Both of the test tube will be, it will be packed with the cork. Now we will take a delivery tube, and this delivery tube, one of the end of the delivery tube is inside to that of lime water. So what happened when this gas, which is releasing due to this reaction, reaches to the lime water, make the lime water turns milky. Okay, so this is how we can say that the gas which is released is a carbon dioxide gas. We know that when we pass the carbon dioxide gas to lime water, it will turn lime water milky. Okay, so this is the reaction with the metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. It will produces a gas, that is carbon dioxide, which can be detected. So, we know that basically what happened. Now you just one more thing that I want to tell you. We said that in this reaction, when the carbon dioxide is produced, this carbon dioxide is passed into the lime water. Formula of lime water is CaOH whole twice. This is the formula of a calcium hydroxide, or you can say lime water. Okay, now what happened when this carbon dioxide passes into it? This is calcium hydroxide, also called as lake lime. So when carbon dioxide passes through it, through this liquid, you know that it will turn it into milky. Actually, formation of a white precipitate occur, and this white precipitate is of a calcium carbonate. Okay, that is of calcium carbonate plus water is also formed. Okay, and water is also formed. So basically when we pass the carbon dioxide there, it will turn to milky, and the reason is the formation of a calcium carbonate. Now we will see that what will happen, the next chemical property of an acid, what will happen when we make the acid to react with the bases. When acid react with bases. Acid react with the bases. Reaction with bases. So, when acid react with the bases, you know that acid and bases combine together to form salt, that is neutral, and water is also released. So, reaction will be acid plus base, and this will give salt plus water. Acid plus base, this will give salt plus water. Taking any of the examples, student, like first example is hydrochloric acid, HCl. It is in the aqueous form. And making it to react with the base like sodium hydroxide. That is also an aqueous solution. When both of them react together, there is a formation of a sodium chloride, NaCl, plus water is formed, H2O. This is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is formed. Okay. So acid when react with a base, then there is a formation of a sodium chloride. Second example that we can take here, student, it is with the sulfuric acid. So suppose here we have taken an acid, that is sulfuric acid, which is an aqueous one, and we will take a base, that is NaOH. Again formation of Na2SO4. Na2SO4 plus H2. Na2SO4 plus H2. Now we will balance it. This is what? This is sodium sulfate, which is a salt. Sodium sulfate. Na, how many Na are there? There are 2 Na. So we will write here 2 Na. Now calculate the S. S is both of the side. S is balanced. Let us see oxygen 4, 5, 6. 4, but here it is only 5. And hydrogen is 2 and 2, 4. So we will write here, it will become 2. Now the oxygen becomes 6, hydrogen becomes 4, sodium becomes 2, sulfur is the same. So now it is balanced, students. So this is what, this is also a kind of a reaction in which acid is reacting with the base, and finally there is a formation of a salt and water. Okay. So this help in proving that when acid react with the base, there is a formation of a salt and water is also formed along with it. This is what, student, this is the reaction of the acid with the bases. We can understand this also with the help of an experiment. And here what we will do, we will take a 2 ml of a dilute sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, sodium hydroxide, it means NaOH, the base. This is acid and this is the base. 2 ml of a sodium hydroxide solution and add few drop of phenolphthalein solution to the NaOH solution. Now we know that. Remember, when we were talking about the indicator, we said that adding phenolphthalein to the base will gives it to a color, and that is pink color. So when we add phenolphthalein to sodium hydroxide, it will changes its color to pink. Okay, it changes color to pink. Now we will continuously add acid in it, by continuously stirring that of the solution, or by moving that of the solution consisting of a sodium hydroxide and phenolphthalein, until and unless it changes its color to pink to colorless. Why are we doing this, students? It is because, you see, first of all, we have taken sodium hydroxide, and sodium hydroxide is what? It is pink in color. Sodium hydroxide NaOH is, when we add in the sodium hydroxide 2 ml of a NaOH we will take, students. When we add here phenolphthalein, then adding phenolphthalein in it will give a pink color to that of the sodium hydroxide, which is proving that it is what? This is a base. Now we will add continuously that of the dilute hydrochloric acid into NaOH. This is what? It is pink in color. Now if we are adding the acid continuously, students, you know that it starts neutralizing, and the neutral color of neutral color in case of the phenolphthalein is colorless only. So we have to continuously add the acid, because when we add acid into the bases, actually we are neutralizing it. Okay. So when we are adding this hydrogen chloride into sodium hydroxide, we are neutralizing it to make it salt, so that it get converted into colorless. So we will continue to add this hydrochloric acid into that of the sodium hydroxide until and unless it changes its color to pink to colorless. So when it changes its color to pink to colorless, this helps in proving that now it has been neutralized completely and it become neutral now, and it is what? It is a base, it is a salt now. So this is how we can understand that when an acid reacts with the base, it becomes salt. And how we identify it? With the help of the indicator. And it changes its color in that of the base, students, by adding the phenolphthalein. That is, it will become pink in color, and if we want to convert it into the neutral solution again, we can do it by adding the HCl or sulfuric acid in it. Continuously adding the sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid will help in neutralizing, and this will continue. See, if suppose you are adding few drop of a sodium hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid in it, and you are continuously stirring that of the beaker in which you had kept the base, and if it is again, if it is still pink in color, so this is saying that it is still pink and is still base only. Until and unless you will continue to add the sulfuric acid when it changes its color. As it changes its color from pink to colorless, we will say it get neutralized. Now again in that neutralized, if you add a few drop of a sodium hydroxide, it will changes its color to pink. So this help in proving that right now it is neutral, but when you add base again, it is become basic in nature, and if it is basic, students, so with phenolphthalein, it will changes its color to pink. So this is how we can use the indicator, and this is how we will perform the experiment in order to understand that what will happen when acid react with the base. Okay, so this is another reaction, that is reaction with the base. Instead of using sodium hydroxide, student, if you take any of the bases, absolutely you will find that formation of a salt and water is formed. Okay, now the next one is a reaction with metal oxide. What will happen when acid react with the metal oxide? Reaction with metal oxide. Okay. So acid react with the metal oxide to form salt and water. Now we will see the another reaction, that is reaction of the metal with the reaction of the acid with the metal oxide, students. So when the metal it react with the metal oxide react with the acid. When the metal oxide react with the acid, then there is formation of salt plus water. Okay. So reaction of the acid with the metal oxide will gives us the product that includes salt and water. Like what, students? We will understand it with the help of an example. So suppose in place of the metal oxide, we have taken a metal that is copper oxide, CuO. This is called as copper second oxide. Whenever it is written as copper second oxide, student, it means right now its valency is +2. Okay. We used to take it in the oxidation state. The oxidation state and everything you will learn in higher classes. But you must know that here, if it is written in a Roman numeral, if it is written second or if third is there, students, so it will tell its valency. So you will understand it is having the charge that is +2. Okay, so it is having the charge that is +2. Now this one will react with the acid, and this acid, if we will take here hydrochloric acid, HCl, then the formation of this salt happen, this Cu will react with the Cl and it will form CuCl2 plus H2 water. Now we have to balance it also. This is called as copper chloride, copper second chloride. How can we check it that the valency is 2 here, student? Absolutely. Oxygen, you know that oxygen valency is -2. So if we will take it as X minus 2 is equals to 0. So X will be the valency of the copper and it will become X is equals to +2. So we will understand that the charge which is present on the copper is 2. The same thing with the chlorine also. You know that the chlorine charge is -1, but there are 2 chlorine are there. So it will become X minus 2 into 1 is equals to 0. And X minus 2 is equals to 0. So X will be equals to +2. So here the charge which is present on the copper, it will be +2. So what is the thing that we have to understand here? That is, it is chloride. That is, copper second oxide, when it react with an acid, which is a metal oxide, and react with the acid, then there is a formation of a acid for salt and water is released. Now balance it. Copper and copper, it is balanced. Oxygen is 1, oxygen is also balanced. Hydrogen is 1 here, hydrogen is 2, and chlorine is 1. Chlorine is 1 here, chlorine is 2. So if we will write here 2 HCl, it will be balanced. Okay. Here salt is in an aqueous solution and copper oxide, student, we will take as the solid, and this hydrochloric acid is also aqueous solution. So this is the reaction with the metal oxide with the water. We can take another example, students, like reaction of the other metals like with calcium oxide. So HCl aqueous react with calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is also called as quicklime. So calcium oxide. When this calcium oxide, it is right now it is in solid state. When it react with the hydrochloric acid, this calcium and chlorine will form CaCl2 plus H2O is formed. Again we will balance it. It will be 2 HCl. Calcium is balanced. Oxygen is also balanced here. This is calcium chloride and it will be in aqueous form. Other example, now we will change the acid and we will take here sulfuric acid. Aqueous sulfuric acid. When this sulfuric acid react with the zinc oxide, ZNO, zinc oxide, then there is a formation of this Zn and this sulfate will combine together and form zinc sulfate. So ZnSO4, this is also an aqueous one, plus water is released along with it. This is called as zinc sulfate. Okay, so hydrochloric acid, when it reacts with the calcium oxide, salt and water is formed. When sulfuric acid reacts with the metal oxide, it also forms the salt and acid. Let us see another example. What will happen when aluminium oxide react with the acid? So, here we will take hydrochloric acid, which is an aqueous solution of a hydrochloric acid, plus aluminium oxide. Formula of aluminium oxide is Al2O3. You know how it is formed, students? Aluminium oxide. How is it formed? Aluminium, the charge present on it is +3, and in case of oxygen it is -2. So if +3, this -2, they will, the cross happen, and ultimately the formula that we will get is Al2O3. This aluminium oxide, here again aluminium will combine with the chlorine and it will form AlCl3. Aluminium chloride plus water, H2O. So by all this example, we have understood here one thing, student, and that is when the reaction occur in case of the chlorine with the metal with that of the acid, metal oxide with that of the acid, then formation of the salt happen. That can be aluminium chloride, that can be zinc sulfate, that can be any kind of a salt, copper chloride also. So salt formation plus water formation occur. Now let us see that what are the different uses of the acids. Okay, different acid we are knowing, different mineral acids are there. So let us see that what are the different uses of these strong acid or these mineral acid. So the first one, we will start with the hydrochloric acid represented by HCl. Okay, uses of acid. HCl, hydrochloric acids, hydrochloric acid. So the first use of HCl is that it helps in removing the oxide films from that of the steel before they are galvanized. So it is used in removing oxide films. Oxide film means oxide layer. Oxide films from steel object before they are galvanized. Okay, this is what? This is the first use. Second use, it is used in dye stuff. It is used in dye stuffs, textile, used in textile also in food and leather industry Okay, these are what? These are the uses of hydrochloric acid.